Alright, so for the past 3 years, I've been doing a lot of research on time. I know it may sound completely insane, but I had to make a video about it because I'm going insane right now. Okay, so essentially, this is my drawing of a Vitruvian Man, and if you look at it across at an angle, you might be able to see a world. Okay? Now, I can go and talk about the Vitruvian Man and all the things I found with that, but this right now is more important. So I went back because I was stuck basically, and I couldn't figure out what this was all for. And then I went back to the text of the Vitruvian Man, and one of the parts written by Vitruvius, it says, 4 fingers make 1 palm, 4 palms make 1 foot, 6 palms make 1 cubit, 4 cubits make a man's height, 4 cubits make one's pace, and 24 palms make a man. So, okay, if time is the 4th dimension, that means if you use a 4th dimensional clock, you can manipulate time. But you got to understand that there's so many different variables involved with it, like the Vitruvian Man, longitude and latitude, the zodiac signs, Einstein's theory of relativity, the circle of fifths of music. If you combine all the things we've created as men or women in this world, you can create a map of time. I'm telling you. Okay, so I know I may sound insane, but I dream about this stuff, and I just have to get it on video. So essentially, I'm going to break it down for you. 4 fingers make 1 palm, okay? Now to me, that means that if you look at a 2-dimensional clock, it has 2 fingers, 2 hands, right? 2 fingers, right? But if you look at a 4-dimensional clock, then you have 2 clocks. Because you have one going this way, and you have one going around this way, the globe, okay? So 4 fingers, to me, makes 1 4-dimensional clock, okay? Now, and that's 4 fingers make 1 palm. So 4 fingers make 1 4-dimensional clock. Now it says four palms make 1 foot, right? Well, that means that 1 foot is 12 inches, obviously. And let's look at it this way for sake, okay? For heaven's sake. 4 palms make 1 foot, okay? So that, to me, that means 4 4-dimensional clocks make 12 hours in a day, which is 1/4 of a day, if 2 clocks are involved. Because if there's 1 clock involved, then there's 24 hours in a day. But if there's 2, then there's 48, right? So if 4 palms mean 4-dimensional clocks create 12 hours, that means that's 1/4 of 48 hours, 2 days, right? But Da Vinci and Vitruvius, they left clues. They even said here, 6 palms make 1 cubit. Now, 1 cubit is 45.72 inches, okay? Now, don't look at that real quick. I can go back and show you the math I've done with that. And everything comes down to 2.7. By the way, 27 is the highest level of knowledge in Buddhism. And, okay, that's a whole nother story. Okay, now, 6 palms make 1 cubit, right? Now, here's the thing. If 1 clock is involved, that means that 6 4-dimensional clocks creates 1/4 of the day of 24 hours. Okay? Okay. Now, 4 cubits make a man's height. Okay? If 6 palms is 1 cubit, which is 1/4 of 24 hours, then 4 cubits is 24 palms, which is 24 4-dimensional clocks. If there's 24 hours in a day, that's 24 4-dimensional clocks. To fulfill the life of a man or a woman, a day's cycle is 24 hours, okay? Now, they said at the end, 24 palms makes a man, okay? That means that if you create 24 4-dimensional clocks, and you connect them like this. This is 15, but this is just basically, this is me. Okay, here we go. Right here. You may not be able to see it very well, but this is 15 4-dimensional clocks that are working together. But this is only never eat. So this is east and west. Okay? East and west. So if I can create another image with 14 more clocks, north and south, and I combine those by creating them. So here's the concept. If we can create, so what is warp drive good for if you don't know where you're going, right? But if you can understand how time really works, and it's not just on 2 dimensions, here's my theory. What if Einstein, for whatever reason, wasn't completely correct about time or about relativity? Well, he stated, I believe, that time is linear, right? Well, to me, time is not linear. Time goes everywhere, in all directions, and on all dimensions. I think that time is one of the most important variables for every dimension. Now, there's 25 four-dimensional clocks here, meaning there's one clock, four-dimensional clock in the middle, okay? In the middle of this. Now, if you basically take 2 dimensions, right, bring it to 4 dimensions, so it's a globes, they're 24 four-dimensional clocks, basically, with the 25th, fourth dimensional clock in the center, and you basically take it flat, and you curve it up in a circle. You curve east and west up in a circle, and north and south down to create infinity. Boom, 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 boom. But it's still connected through the 25th, fourth dimensional clock, which has to be this. And these are my sketches I drew for the Vitruvian Man. It makes perfect sense. There's I believe it was the guy named Sforzini. He created the tarot card deck, okay? Well, there's the minor arcana and the major arcana. I think the minor arcana was the 22 cards in the deck, and then the other ones were the 56 or something like that. Well, they come out to 78 cards total, but in one of the card decks, the ones that we don't use, we use the 54 cards in the deck, 52 cards in the deck today, but plus 4 cards that we don't use. We use the 52 cards in the deck, but what is genius? The idea here is that he kept something so secret, but he never hid it. What's the best way to hide something? Is you hide it in plain sight, right on everyone's nose, in a playing card deck. You don't hide it, you just let them know. You tell them, but you don't tell them. You just put something in there, in the world, and you let the universe take care of it. I mean, he knew something that I'm onto. And I mean, this world is going to shit right now. And I dropped out of college for this. I want to go back for philosophy and computer science at University of Oregon, hopefully, because, I mean, I love Eugene. The people there are awesome. But it's like, there's something here, and I've done so much research and stuff, and I've done my drawings, not saying I've put my full time in, but I want to expand this idea with people like Stephen Hawking, or, I have a completely different understanding of time now. When I go to sleep at night, I'm dreaming. I know it sounds insane, but I'm dreaming about this image. I'm talking to people about it. I'm at this giant house, mansion, whatever it is, in the middle of nowhere, and we're floating, and I'm talking to philosophers, and I'm speaking to Aristotle, and it's not, but using my mind, I'm creating it. Obviously, you create and destroy everything using your mind. This is just combining science and religion into one visual concept of time, of things. Yes, the Bible is great, and all the different religions. There's some sort of meaning in there that we can't find yet. But my point is that if I can bring, which I'm doing right now, if I can bring the past to the present to expand the future, we can find things about a world that we never knew were possible. There's so many possibilities to where this could lead. What if, using the points, here's one of my theories, what if I connect the dots, there's dots on here, I don't know if you see them, what if I connect the dots using this to parts of the world, right, to parts of Earth, and each dot correlates with parts around, like Stonehenge or megalithic structures that no one's been able to describe for thousands of years. it's right here. It's right in front of us. Like, if only I could get people to realize that I'm not, I mean, I'm 20 years old, and I know that I have a passion for something like this, but I just need, I need the resources to get this going, because I know I sound absolutely insane, but what is it? I have no idea. I need people to help me. I need people. I need them. Here's my vision one day, if you guys want to hear it. I want to be a musician, and I want to be a theoretical philosopher. I know philosophy is basically all theory, but let's let's philosophize on all the philosophers out there. Let's contemplate everything. Let's not thinking, because the ones who've truly stopped thinking are just stuck in time. They're just stuck within a point of their reality, when reality could be something completely opposite. What if, not living 70 years, we could live 700 years through time? Through dreams, it feels like it's so quick or so slow. It just changes so dramatically, and you can't really understand. And that's why when you wake up and you don't remember anything, is because you believe that when you wake up, you're back in reality. But what if reality is in your mind? Like, I mean, there's so many things that I want to do with this. Like, just, I mean, my vision is that if I can be a musician one day, and I can play in front of, I love EDM and techno music, but I love classical music, piano, violin. I mean, I'm teaching myself how to play piano through numbers. And, by the way, I'll tell you about the sequence of 9 later, and that's a whole nother story. But every number in the world can equal 9, just using a simple equation of positive, negative, positive, which is just recycled energy. It's just recycled numbers. Anyways, if I can get people together, like all the musicians, like Tiesto or Cascade, or Josh Groban, violinist or piano players, if I can, or Snoop Dogg, or rappers like Dr. Dre or Eminem, and we get them all together, and we basically create something out of nothing, and we expand the universe, and in front of 400,000 people, I have my image of the Vitruvian Man and my map of time on a hologram there right in front of them so they can see it. But here's the thing, this idea is not something you can force onto people. It's something that you just got to have the option to try to look at and understand. I don't want to force this onto anyone. I want people to try to understand that this is something worth looking at. I mean, just imagine that, it's a group of a lot of people just dancing, love in the air, doing whatever they want to do out in the crowd, and just dancing and looking at the image, and, I would cry. I would honestly cry. I'm a very emotional guy, by the way. Um, when it comes to stuff like this. I mean, I'm getting personal now. I've sat outside and I've cried for the world. I listen to music. I'll listen to Mozart. I'll listen to, Josh Groban. I'll listen to sad violin, and I'll sit outside and I'll observe at the sky, and I'll see these particles floating around right in front of me. And if you look past it, you won't see it. But if you look right in front of your eyes, it's been there the whole time. And the reason why I get so emotional is because the concept is just so simple. You don't have to really try to look at it. You just got to observe it for what it is. And if if you just look at the simple things in life, the complex seems so much easier. And that's it. I mean, I'll make another video later on, but I'll have to see, if people are interested. And I just, either I'm insane or everyone else is. So have a good day, guys and girls.